Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my husband here, Jacob. And this was kind of a spur of the moment decision, but I thought it would be interesting to do a video kind of discussing being married young, because we got married when I was 22.
25.
Yeah. So we just wanted to discuss that since there have been a lot of things kind of surrounding that have been, in our eyes, kind of annoying, problematic, right?
Yeah, and what people have straight up said to our faces.
Yeah.
So
what would be like the number one thing you would say about this that has been like?
Mainly that we're too young, aka we're not ready to have a marriage, and whether, I don't know, what they implying that we're not mature enough for it, or, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like, and the thing is just kind of like, there's no proven statistic that shows that the odds are specifically more against you when you're 22 and 25 compared to like 30 or 40. Like there's no, like there's nothing to kind of back that up. So like I understand saying you're too young to someone who's 16, okay? But to people who are adults and like, and are leaving, are living fairly, independent lives, that's kind of a shitty thing to say, I feel like.
Yeah, it doesn't characterize any couple, let alone, young marriages, so I think it's because they assume that, times change and people change and that we're so young that we have to go through more evolution,
Yeah, that makes sense.
But, I don't know. That's a fact of life, and we obviously know that people change, circumstances change, but I think as a married couple, we have made the commitment to adapt and tackle those problems on as a team, which is why we got married, because we love each other and we want to stay together and we're going to work out problems, so.
Yeah. No, yeah, I totally agree with that. And the thing is just kind of like, we're going to grow, like, I'm going to grow, like, now I'm 23, he's almost 27, like, we're growing right now, and we're going to continue to grow, and even if we got married and we were, like, 30 or whatever, we're still going to grow from there, so, like, even that growth argument for me doesn't really stand, because the kind of goal of your life is to keep growing your whole life, right? So, like, you could say that to anyone. You could say that to someone who's getting married at fucking 80. You can be like, you're going to be different next year. Like, well, yeah.
I think, obviously, we have our long-term goals aligned.
Yeah.
And, we communicate and we support each other. And I think, obviously, marriage doesn't mean all your problems are over.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
But like I said, it's a lifelong commitment, to tackle those things as a team together.
Yeah.
And I've heard this, literally, we heard this from a friend, that they think marriage is for family and not necessarily love. It's meant for, like, procreation, for units, as opposed to just two people. Because we decided we don't want kids, which is a big deal breaker for a lot of people, but luckily we agreed. Yeah. So, I think marriage, the most important thing is love, obviously, because what's worse than a loveless marriage is a loveless marriage with kids.
Yeah, seriously.
Those are the ones that, leave collateral damage, so
yeah.
I think, we're a family. We consider ourselves a family.
Yeah.
But we don't want kids.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, like, the kid thing has been such a fucking, just like, fun fact is that Jacob and I discussed the kid thing super, super early on. Like, I'm pretty sure it was between, like, it happened before our third date, we discussed this.
Yeah.
Like, we discussed it super early on, and, like, that might sound, like, super intense, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, this is something you want to know early, especially if you're in it for a relationship and not, like, a hookup or whatever the fuck. This is something you need to know, because imagine you're with someone for a year, and then it turns out they want a kid and you don't want a kid. That isn't always a bridge you can, like, cross, Like, there's some things that can't be compromised upon, and I think that if you don't want to be a parent, forcing yourself to be a parent for the good of your soulmate, mate, whatever, is just a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Because when people don't want kids, like, they don't want kids. You can't really change that about yourself, like, unless it changes organically.
Although we get that we will change our minds.
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, like, I think you can change organically. I think within time you can change your mind, but I don't think you can be like, hey, my partner wants kids, now I want kids too. Like, I don't think it works that way.
Oh, no.
And so, like...
But we get that. Oh, you'll change your mind.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, you'll change your mind.
Like, that pisses me off so much, honestly, just because
That's a whole nother issue in itself.
Well, yeah, but it's just like it's always so related to marriage that they treat it like it's all one issue. Like marriage, like you said, marriage, having kids, like that's all one thing you sign up for. Like when you sign the whole marriage thing, you're also saying I want to have kids, and I don't like. In this day and age, it's very surprising to me that people are still so kind of like square about it. It's true because like anytime we say we don't want to have kids, we're met with you'll change your mind. Or you're too young
or they'll
to
ask
say
why
that.
we got married then. It's like,
or like why did you get married? And I'm like,
if you didn't want to start a family. It's like,
well, we are starting a family.
Yeah.
So like a family doesn't have to be a nuclear family of me, you, a kid, and a dog.
Yeah.
Like
no,
we have a dog.
We don't obviously we have nothing wrong with I'm an uncle, she's an aunt, obviously, by law. And then I love them all. Obviously they're my nieces and nephews. For me and her, we don't want kids. And
that's really the end of it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I think also because we're young, we're always met with that kind of thing as such an open discussion. Like, people are so quick to, like, give their 2 cents of, like, oh, why not? Well, you should, whatever. If we were 40, I don't know if someone would kind of say that to us.
No.
Like, if we were older, I doubt
definitely
they would.
because we're younger.
Yeah, I doubt they would, like... That's kind of a disrespectful thing to say. And I still kind of feel disrespected when people say that, because I know some people say it, like, benevolently. But at the same time, it's kind of like saying, hey, you don't know shit about your life, and I know more than you know about yourself, which is just kind of like...
Yeah.
Where? Like, how? How could you know that? I don't know, I feel like we've met that problem so many times that now it's just kind of like, it's hard to be patient with someone when they say that to us now, right?
Yeah. You kind of just roll your eyes. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
If you had to kind of summarize your experience of being married young, how would you summarize it? Like, criticisms, compliments, whatever, all of it put together.
For the most part, despite this video, for the most part, my family's been very supportive. Actually, they've been 100% supportive of it, and it's only really outsiders who don't really know us who kind of give us this grief, which is weird because
they don't know us.
They don't know us, So, for me, it's been mostly positive. Obviously, with the woman I love, it's a great experience. It's the happiest I've ever been. Criticism, it's more of just an annoyance, if anything. Just like, this guy. But other than that, I don't know. I don't have really anything negative to say about our young marriage. So. Me
neither. I mean, like we said before, obviously we're humans and our problems don't stop because we're married, but
that's any couple though, it's not just because we're young.
No, yeah, exactly. That's any couple, but I feel like a lot of people think like marriage is the end all be all, like once I get married, things will be good.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the whole argument of like, once I lose 20 pounds, things will be good, and your mentality doesn't change just because your life goes through a change.
Yeah.
Like, you have to fix that yourself. This being said, since we've been married, I do feel like, I don't know how to put it exactly, but I feel like there's always this kind of underlying comfort just because you know that like you have a best friend or like you have someone that's like always on your side or always on your team and someone that you're gonna go home to, so even if you've had like a fucking terrible day, there's that person there who will support you, and I feel like that that has brought like immense comfort to me, especially like like if you deal with like depression or like anxiety, which we both deal with, like it's good to have like the love of your life there to come home to, and I feel like even if we're young, we've matured together because of that kind of comfort that we can provide,
I agree. I think the fact that our lifelong goals kind of align, and support each other in that sense. That creates a bond that, you know, lasts. So.
Yeah, I think like the only other thing that I would add about it is like the whole support thing, because I feel like, I don't know if this is accurate, but my kind of assumption when someone tells us that we're too young is that they think that our lifelong goals do not.
Yeah.
Or like our paths will diverge somehow. And I don't know, I've always kind of thought that was really stupid because you don't know our life goals, like we know our life goals, and you know, if you're getting married, like it's kind of inherently assumed when you decide to get married that no matter where your lifelong goals are, even like if you change your mind completely about what you're going to do, it doesn't mean we're going to separate. Like if I decided to become a doctor tomorrow, that doesn't affect our relationship, you know? But the fact that we do have lifelong goals and we already have a path, I think makes us even more stable, if anything, because we both know like where we want to go and what we want to do. We even know where we want to live, where we want to buy a house. Like, we're very much, like, I don't want to say, like, scheduled, but we have an idea of where we want to be. We have a plan.
Yeah, we do have a
plan.
plan.
I feel like people never expect that when you're young. They just kind of think that we just walked up to the chapel and we're like, hey.
Which is kind of what we did. but it's not that we had our plan already, you know. But one day we kind of did just decide to...
Yeah, we did. Okay, so... To be fair, like, let's not tarnish our image here. Like, we decided that we were going to have a wedding where we would have our close friends and our family. So that was decided. However, we also wanted to have, like, a thing that was just between us. And we didn't want to, like, deprive our parents from seeing us getting married, but we also didn't want to deprive ourselves from having that experience. So one day, was it Tuesday or Thursday? I can never remember. I'm pretty sure it was Tuesday.
I'm pretty sure it was Tuesday.
Okay, so that one Tuesday in February.
23rd, I know the exact date.
Yeah, we just decided to go and get married by ourselves. I had told my mom before, you told your family after.
I sent a group text.
Yeah, to deliver the news, and then the following September we got married with everyone there.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I don't mean to like say like, oh, we just got married. No, it was just kind of like a spur of the moment. We had always talked about like eloping, you know, and then one day we just decided that we couldn't stand not being married, so. That's what we did.
Yeah. I got married in slides. I eloped in slides. I was wearing slides and a big t-shirt.
It was really fancy. It was really fancy.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so the last thing I wanted to mention about the whole young thing, I don't know, like, some part of me feels like it's kind of detrimental to do that, also just because, like...
Do what?
To kind of ingrain this idea of being married young is bad. Like, I feel like it's detrimental even in the fact of, like, thinking of self-fulfilling prophecies, you know? Like, if you end up getting married young and everyone around you has been diehard saying, like, it's gonna fail. Like, some people, not us, but some people can end up, like...
I actually think that's what he reflected in society, because, I mean, you think about your parents... And they got married younger, but as our kind of generations keep going up, marriage is kind of happening later in life.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of...
It's already affected.
It's already affected, kind of, you know.
People decide to wait, and there's nothing wrong with waiting,
no.
But it's only if you want to, not because people are trying to make you feel uncomfortable with the decisions you're making.
Yeah, because I found the love of my life at a young age, and I consider myself very lucky for that.
Me too.
So, seize the day, man.
Yeah, seriously, like... Plus, I mean, I don't know, I feel like when you find someone, and even if you're young, if you feel like it's right to marry them, and I'm not saying it's a light decision to take, you know, like, it's not something to be taken lightly at all, but if you feel that it's right to marry them, and you don't marry them, I think that's something you end up regretting and you feel stupid for.
Yeah.
You know, like, I really believe that. And I believe that if you're convinced that you're supposed to be with this person to the point where you want to make the commitment of marrying them, I think that you've made an adult decision for yourself, and that's not for anyone to question or undermine by saying, like, oh, you're 22. Like, honestly, I don't know what the big difference would be if I got married at 30. Like, yeah, my mindset might be different, but I'm still me, so, right?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Anything else you want to say?
Fuck the haters. That's it.
Okay, well, anyways, thanks for watching this video. I feel like it was kind of like messy, huh? We kind of just blurted shit out.
Pretty much.
Well, anyways, if you watched it till the end, thanks, congratulations on your patience, and yeah, like, subscribe, you know, you've watched YouTube videos before. Bye.